What the f? Hey! No, don't do that, please. Don't do that. I feel hella uncomfortable right now.
How Mirage started, there has been...
Alter, stop showing me, bro! Stop! Alter! Scheiße, why do they keep doing this, bro? What am I supposed to do, like, breakdance? Hey! What the f?
Why do cliff jumpers throw rocks before they jump? And you might think it's to break the surface tension, but that's not exactly true. You see, tossing rocks helps them judge how deep the water is, as well as the trajectory of where they're going to land. It also ensures that they won't fall short and land on these rocks over. Why do cliff jumpers throw rocks before they jump?
That is kind of
You
good
might
though.
think it's to break the surface tension, but that's not exactly true. You see, tossing rocks helps them judge how deep the water is, as well as the trajectory of where they're going to land. It also ensures that they won't fall short and land on these rocks over.
Interesting.
How many years?
Interesting.
Is there a leakage?
A leakage of what?
I have the seat full of water. Like full of water.
Must be the water.
Let's add that to the words of wisdom. Is there a leakage? Full of water. Like full of water.
Must be the water.
Let's add that to the words of wisdom. Is there a leakage?
Holy shit, that's funny.
Leakage of what?
Ew.
What I have here is a really hot and scary mixture of sulfuric acid and hydrogen peroxide, also known as Piranha solution, and this is just a regular chicken drumstick.
I mean, this is
I've been
illegal,
really
I'm pretty sure.
curious
They
to
don't have a
know
license
what it
now.
would do to a piece of chicken, and I'll just carefully lower it in.
I think I can only go to 2024 or something like that. On the...
Almost immediately, it started bubbling, and the reaction slowly got more and more violent. I was a bit worried that it would spill out of the beaker, which would have been a huge disaster.
I mean...
It thankfully started calming down though, which was good, but once it had cleared up, I was absolutely horrified by what I saw. The entire part that was in the acid was gone. Everything, including the bone, had apparently been removed, and it was almost like the drumstick had been sliced in half. I then continued adding peroxide, and the reaction started getting violent again.
Oh my god. I'm confused. What?
The Piranha solution was vaporizing anything that was made of carbon and turning it into CO2 gas. It was also apparently dissolving the bone, which is something I really didn't expect.
Oh, the lower half.
When I eventually stopped adding the peroxide, I was actually shocked by what I saw. There was absolutely nothing left, and I think this is one of the most terrifying things I've ever done. What I have here is a
cooked it.
Last month, someone in New Jersey voted for me to be the Democratic nominee for president. You know, in 2016, 6 people in Rhode Island voted for me to be the president of the United States. Now, what these voters have in common is that they didn't specifically vote for me, they actually just wrote me on their ballots. 41 states allow people to do that, but only a handful of counties actually publish every write-in vote cast for us all to see, and I love the lists. For example, in 2020 in Cape May County, Iowa, Wu-Tang, SpongeBob SquarePants, John Bon Jovi, and Bob the Builder each got a vote for president. Jesus got 3. Jesus Christ got 4.
Yeah, but chat. How does SpongeBob get 1 and Jeez only gets 3 and 4? Did he fall off?
Rhode Island has the most extensive archives of write-in votes. They go all the way back to 1950. In 1992, Pee Wee Herman,
4.
Ren and Stimpy, and the Children of America all got 1 vote for president. Now, in 1992, I was a child of America, so I count that as a vote for me too. Last month,
This is YouTube's #1 chef, Nick DiGiovanni, and we have 5 minutes to make the world's greatest salad. Go!
Who? Is that Mark Roper?
Where's he going?
Dude, there's like 10
So what's the
seconds
point
left.
then?
You haven't even done anything.
Au contraire. Because who needs time when you've got the power of engineering?
Of course.
Because thanks to these high-pressure air tanks connected to these canisters with all my vegetables loaded into them, with razor-sharp blades at the end that will do all my chopping for me, all I need, Nick, is 1 second.
Sick. Now what?
Boom! Of course, we taste each other's salads.
There's a screw in here.
That's iron.
I can't eat that.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
Call me crazy, but I'm gonna try this take without looking at my lines.
Rolling.
You good? All right, here goes. Oh my God.
Set in. All right, here we go. And background. Action.
Nice try, asshole.
Jesse, where are you? Just want to talk to you.
No, I'm not doing anything you want anymore. Okay, asshole?
Okay, look, just calm down, right?
Oh, I'm super calm. Well, this is just a heads up that I'm coming for you. Yeah, see?
And cut it. That's a cut. Cut it.
Call me crazy, but I'm gonna try this take without looking at my lines.
He changed though. I like him though, but he changed a little bit.
hope he did this
He doesn't have it
also.
anymore. Cool.
Here we go, baby! Let's go! Out of my way! Woo! Out of my way, BJ! Let's go! Whoa! Whoa! Yeah, baby! Holy!
Crikey, huh? So just gonna cheat then.
Oh! Come on! You just check out! Yeah, boy!
Yeah, Mike.
On your right!
Chat, why are they pedaling without pedaling it? Did they remove all their shit because they're just doing downhill?
Here we go, baby!
I don't know.
Let's go!
So I have some regular water here. I'll put it in my bottle. Then I have some isopropyl alcohol. I'm gonna mix them together. Water and alcohol completely mixed together. They're said to be miscible, meaning that you can't separate them. The reason they mix together so well and can't be separated is because both water and alcohol have OH groups that easily hydrogen bond together. So they don't care whether they're bonded with water or alcohol. They'll just mix together like normal. So there's no longer two separate liquids.
Why you can't
here.
freeze it?
One liquid, a water-alcohol mixture. Once you get this mixture formed, it's really hard to separate them. You can separate it through something called distillation. Distillation is when you heat up the liquid, and because alcohol boils a little bit easier than water, the vapor that comes off of this liquid will be a little bit more rich in the alcohol. But there's an easier way to separate alcohol and water. You can just add some salt. In order for this to work, you need a lot of salt. You have to add around 28 grams per 125 milliliters of water. I'm gonna shake it up. Keep shaking it. What's really weird is as you're shaking this, you'll notice that it's really bubbly and frothy, and then all of a sudden it will turn to just kind of one liquid. It's almost instantaneous. You'll feel it change in your hand. It no longer has bubbles in it, and it suddenly just becomes a liquid, and the bubbles don't really form anymore. And that's when you know you've dissolved enough salt in it, and it will become kind of this cloudy mixture. You'll see that it's not filled with as much foam now. Now we know we've reached the state we want. Now if you look closely, you can watch the two layers separate. What's happening here is the sodium chloride particles, they prefer binding with water molecules, so they force the alcohol molecules out of the water solution. So this makes two layers form, alcohol on top and a more dense water and salt layer on the bottom.
So you freeze it in
You
it.
can see this clearer when I put a permanent marker in here. It will dissolve in the alcohol easily, but not so much in the water. You can see how they separate now. So I have some regular water here.
And you freeze it and you take off the top.
Like, what is TV meth? TV methamphetamine, the way we made it with a little blue tint, is actually rock candy, and the flavor was cotton candy. I never tasted it until one night we're working in the lab down there, and I see Aaron Paul throwing methamphetamine in his mouth. I go, what are you doing? You can't eat the product. And he goes, you've tasted it. I go, no, I haven't tasted it. He goes, oh, you should taste it. I go, no, I don't think so. And he goes, yo, have one, is what he would say. And so,
Well, what?
all right.
But you know, you actually sound like Moxie when he's making fun of me.
And I tasted one. It was like, that's pretty good. And so
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Why don't we ever learn about digons and monogons? Well, it's because they're impossible, right? No. Real eyes realize that you and I walk around on digons and monogons every day. But Big Flat tells us that two straight lines can only meet at no points, 1 point, or every point. A digon, a polygon where two straight lines meet at 2 points, that could only happen if the line's curved, then it wouldn't be a polygon. But what if
unless
the lines don't curve? What if
you added 3D and they do this and then do it to the side and then come back in?
if instead the space they inhabit curves? This line is straight. A two-dimensional observer would agree that it never turns, but unbeknownst to them, the line does curve into a higher spatial dimension beyond their comprehension. Add another straight line sharing those vertices and you've got a spherical loon, and it's a true two-sided polygon, but it's only possible in spherical geometry. On top of that, the hemisphere you live on is a monogon, a one-sided polygon. Its one and only side is any spherically straight line you can draw on the globe, a great circle.